Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. So, yeah, just a crazy morning, crazy night. Yeah, it's just wild. Watch this. Let's just put this big. Watch what happens here. That looks like something came down and impacted the erupting volcano here, Mayon. And keep watching. Somebody is taking back off. Did they just deliver a load or some sort of energy to the volcano and then leave? If they did they deliver an energy to keep it from erupting worse or to make it erupt in the first place? So in other words, are they trying to help us? Are they actually causing some of the problems? I think that's something that we have to feel into for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, this is something pretty wild. The energy with it is activating for sure.
Yeah, of course, we had all sorts of things happening. On the first video today, we were talking about the 6.9 in Chile, which did actually shake pretty strongly, which was a little surprising for the depth and 6.9. But again, it all depends on if you're in a softer soiled zone. Like, again, when you look to California, it's very different than being on the Craton. So, yeah, there's a lot of weird things going on. We had a big CME. There's so many things that it's all connected. This is Stefan Burns. He's saying, wow, they finally arrived. We've seen so many. We were talking yesterday about it looks like ships are going into Mount Popo. This has been an ongoing phenomenon. We've talked about it since 2017. But to actually see something come in a very, very bright, brilliant fashion, and then they leave much slower in a totally different fashion.
Yeah, I mean, it does get you to ask the question.
This was absolutely, in my mind, you have to say this was intentional. There are people that I've seen some posts, or some people that say what they're doing is trying to keep this again, it's in the Philippines, Mount Mayon. It's been really active, and I guess maybe there are some beings that are trying to keep it from. I've heard this before from various sources, that we get a lot more help from what we would call the galactics than we know. And a lot of times people say, why won't they come and just help us? Well, they are. I think they're helping us in a lot of ways. Way back, I remember a psychic talking about how the ships are kind of slowing the roll of the sun doing its changes so that more people can come awake and shift to a better timeline than the one we were currently on. I think that's constantly happened. I think we've shifted timeline after timeline. We're constantly shifting, believe it or not, into maybe a little bit less destructive changing of the yugas, because the changing of the yugas is always, it's monumentous, and it's massive in scope.
I know. I mean, just look at the way that energy is, and doesn't it look so much like a tail of another meteorite or something flying through the sky? Yet now we have proof that maybe all these meteorites weren't exactly,
Never been all meteorites.
they.
That's the thing. Most of these things have been ships in the first place. They've just been telling us they're meteorites.
I know. Yeah, it's funny.
It is kind of. Don't you get I know you get frustrated. We all get frustrated because you talk to people about this, and a lot of people are just so. To be totally honest, they're stupefied because they're eating too much junk food. They're too drunk or too stoned or on pharmaceuticals. They just are not thinking clearly, and it's really hard to think clearly in these times. Everything that's going on has been all about disrupting harmony, disrupting our peace, our natural flow.
Indeed, it's I don't know, things are changing.
They are really changing, and I think it's staggering again to think about what the heck is happening here. Green meteor hits, then a white light lifts off into the sky. Yeah, we've been talking about all the different ships and energy beings and things. This is near Canada. There's obviously an intentional contact being made. And then we also have the Trump regime rolling out disclosure. Is it because they have absolutely no choice? They have to. Because it's being given out one way or another, whether they acknowledge it or not. There are those people that watch the skies every night in very dark places, and they know we're always seeing ships come and go. I mean, there's so many beings out there. There's so much life out there. All those little dots, they are life. They are life. And so it's our reality has just been distorted, completely distorted. We've been brought up with such a distortion of how things really are that it really is mind-blowing, monumental, and it could literally make people's knees weak to conceive that reality has been so far off of what we've thought.
I think there's a lot of times people try to convince other people that yes, look at this. There's definitely UFOs. There's definitely something else going on this planet. And sometimes with some people, the state of their mind and their energy, they'll turn away from it and they won't look and they won't pay any attention and they'll write it off even faster if you're the one who's showing them because they think you have an agenda. These are the family members that they're at their own pace. They need to learn just like we did at their own pace. I think there is a lot of that going on right now because of frustration. But life is the best teacher, and if others are supposed to know and supposed to see, something will happen in their lives, and they won't ignore it anymore. But I think we just need to work on our own development for ourselves right now. And then, as others join us, great. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, the conclusion that we've come to is that there's life everywhere. There's life out there. There's life under the oceans. There's life inside the earth. There's life, probably on other portions of the earth that we don't even know about. Because I don't think they've told us everything. I don't think they've told us anything. They don't have to keep us just simply under control. But it's time for us to come into harmony with the earth and come in harmony with nature, which can be challenging at times. But, smile and do your best to, be the very best version of you. We thank you guys for your support. Come join us on Patreon and memberships, exclusives going up usually on a weekly basis. Much love. Look forward to your comments. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.